Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Timberborn. Okay, we are in the experimental branch, so we're on the update 1. Ooh. So we got new maps, new map objects, new items, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And we're going to be starting a new game. We're going to be playing as the Iron Teeth, because we were the Folktales previously. And we got some new maps, I think. Yes. Oh, we've got some tweaked maps. So Diorama and Beaver are tweaked. And then we've got Oasis. A lone green refuge in the wasteland surrounded by aquifers that can be accessed by clever beaver engineering. Okay. Or Pressure. Creative plumbing is the first skill a wasteland beaver has to learn. Ooh, okay. I quite like the sound of both of these, honestly. Let's go with Oasis. We're going to go on normal, I think. I don't want to go on a new map on hard mode, because learning the map and then trying to cope with all of the excessive bad tides could be a bit more of a challenge than I'm willing to face at the moment. I just want a nice gentle return to Timberborn. So let's have a look at the 1.0 upgrade, shall we? Okay then, here we are. So what are we going to call our settlement? I think keep it simple. Oh, yes, it is good to be back. Right, what have we got? Ooh, oh, hello. We have a water seep. A source of water with limited pressure. Ground only and infinite. Alright, so I'm going to assume that this, during a bad tide, is going to be spilling out bad water. Does it fill up beyond this point? No, it can't do. Not for my district centres there. Surely. Surely not. Alright, okay. Let's get the basics down first. We'll bring a path all the way up there. And all the way along there. And then, yeah, all the way along here as well. So, first of all, we want ourselves a couple of lumberjacks. So we'll stick a couple of lumberjacks there. We can get ourselves a gatherer in about there. And then, where are we? We want at least one water pump right there. Alright. So let's start by chucking another 2 workers in our district centre. So we'll get things built nice and quickly. In theory. We're going to need to mark these trees for cutting. Let's try and be sensible about this, shall we? Okay, there we go. So we've got that in a sort of a chessboard checkered pattern there. So we've got our 2 lumberjacks. Should be able to reach most of it. I mean, that one can't quite reach that last line, but that's fine. So they'll cut half of that down. So that will still leave us with some trees left there. We'll obviously still have some left over this side as well, but should allow some more growth to come through as they're cutting down, is the idea there. Right, so we've got our gatherer flag in as well. Our water pump is waiting for logs. Okay. I'll spin on till this is built. Okay, there we go. That's that built. Right, we're going to want some storage for that. We want that relatively soon. I don't know how soon we're going to get a drought, but we're on normal, so it shouldn't be too bad. That will be for water. And that, surprisingly, will also be for water. So that'll be 30 logs. Each of these is 2, I believe. Yes, so we should have plenty. Should have plenty. We could really do with getting farming on the go sooner rather than later. What do we need for that? We need another 20 logs for that. I think we should probably have a look around the map. What are you? A geothermal field. A source of constant free power that can be harnessed with the right contraption. Ooh. Ooh, just logs and planks? And 160 science? That's a fairly early power source. Ooh. I mean, it makes sense because we don't actually have any flowing water here. Ooh, all right, okay. And that is going to be the only way we can actually produce power, other than a large power wheel, which is 50 logs, which... Yeah, I mean, it's excessive, certainly. All right, okay, well, we know where we're heading then, don't we? Let's bring that path along there, like so. I think we'll get... I mean, a farmhouse in there is probably fine. Yeah, and then we can sort of fill this area with crops. And then we are going to want at least a couple of breeding pods fairly early on as well. Right. I guess we'll spin on until all that is built then. So we've got one water tank on its way to being done. Food-wise, we do have 140 berries in stock, which is nice. No water. So we do need those water tanks on pretty soon. But everything else, I think we can probably take our time a little bit. We've still got some berries there, so yeah. Let's spin on. Okay, here comes the last of the logs for our farmhouse here. So let's get that done. We've got a couple of spare people in there, or a couple of spare beavers in there, one of which we can take out and stick in the farmhouse. I've just planted kohlrabi for the moment. We will get rid of some of that and replace it for other stuff later on, but for the moment we're okay. I am going to pause you, partly because you're not actually doing anything, and partly because I want to get another lumberjack over this side. So let's bring that down there. We'll pop a lumberjack flag in like so. And honestly, I'm just going to... Up to that line, I'm going to set all of that to cut. So we're just going to clear this area out. Okay. That's good there. Right. We are waiting for our breeding pods to be done. That's probably going to take the rest of the day at least to get that finished. We'll see. Yeah, it might not be done till the morning, that one. But end of day 3, we're doing all right. We've got a farm in, we've got water in, we've got lumberjacks in. Yeah, that's not too bad. I might put in another water pump. That might be worthwhile. Yeah, in fact, before we do anything else... Oops. I'm going to put in another water pump there. We've still got space there for another one. Yeah, I think that's probably the best plan. We've still got 3 children to grow up. So we'll have a couple of extra workers. So the next thing is going to be a large power wheel, an industrial lumber mill, and an inventor. Possibly in that order. Right then, day 6 has dawned. We have ourselves 2 water pumps. We have ourselves 2 breeding pods, 2 water storage. We have a farm that is fully planted and shouldn't be far off harvesting as well. We've got ourselves an inventor's hut over here, staffed by Jovna Co. So we are building up a small supply of science. It's going to take a little while, obviously. We have a large power wheel that has started to go in there, but I have paused for the moment because over here I'm putting in some storage. So we've got storage for berries and kohlrabis. Hopefully that will go in relatively quickly because we could do with a bit more food being stored, and as I say, the kohlrabis are going to be coming in fairly quickly. In fact, I'll swap them round. So the one that's being built first will be for storing kohlrabis, because there'll probably be more of those than the berries. So yeah, we'll get them stored as quickly as possible. Everywhere is fully staffed. We don't have any free beavers at the moment, but that's okay. We have 1 child left to grow up, but we have 2 breeding pods, as I say. They're about 1/3 of the way through gestation. Yeah, we're doing all right. So, all we're doing really is waiting for the logs to be cut. I think this lumberjack here has cut everything that it can for the moment. It's waiting for a few trees to grow up. So that's all right. The other one is making its way through the grown trees in this section. Don't think it's worth putting in another one just yet. We do still have at least one beaver that we can take out of the district centre should we need to. But we shouldn't need to for a while. Fingers crossed, at least. So the next thing to do, once we've got all this set up, we're going to be putting in an industrial lumber mill in there. And then we're going to need to think about getting a forester in so we can actually plant some trees. We need, what do we need? Science, 30 science, and 7 planks. So we'll need the lumber mill in there first. And then it's a case of building up a supply of both logs and planks, and getting the geothermal engine unlocked. Because, as I say, just using logs and planks, that's a fairly early game power source and produces a steady 400 horsepowers. Which is the same as the steam engine. Except the steam engine requires an input other than a geothermal field. There's one there. There's one there. We haven't even looked at the map yet, have we? Right. Okay, let's stop messing around. Let's pause the game and have a look at the map. Dear oh dear. Right, what are you? You are an ancient aquifer drill. You extract water from an aquifer. Ooh. So I just need to connect you up to power. And you provide us with water. Do you draw water up into this area? I'm going to assume that's the case. That's just basically... Oops. Yeah, that's a big Archimedes screw, isn't it? That's just going to draw water up and into this that's then going to overflow. So I probably want to dam that at least. What are you? You're a relic. Ancient technology that can be demolished for a burst of science. Alright, so that gives us 200 science. What else do we have? Good question. Not a lot that I can see, honestly. Ooh. A dormant bad water source. Alright. Okay, there's another geothermal field there. What are you? You're an aquifer. Can I build aquifers then? I can build aquifers. Alright. Okay. What have we got down there? We've got another couple of aquifers down there. Some more relics over here. That looks like a crashed satellite of some description. Ruins. Another dormant bad water source. Another dormant bad water source, or is that the same one? I can't remember. I think that's a new one. More geothermal fields. More aquifers. Alright. But yeah, I need... What was it? 200? Ooh, an aquifer drill here takes 400 horsepower to activate. Ooh, okay, we're going to need a lot of power. Definitely worth it. These ones only take 200. Alright. Okay. So there's going to be a pretty complicated old power network on this map, isn't there? I think multiple districts are going to be required. Or are likely to be required. Or are they? Because we've got the transit tubes. The what are they called? The tubeways. Maybe. Well, I guess we'll have to see, won't we? We'll have to figure out what we need and where we need it. Alright, okay, right. Well, let's continue on. We'll get our storage built. It might even be worth getting some more water storage in, you know. Let's wait until the storage is built and we'll see where we are. Day 7 then. Okay, our kohlrabies have started to come into season. We've got one of our warehouses built. The kohlrabi storage is there waiting to be used. We are waiting for 6 more logs for the medium warehouse here, so that's good. And then we can start to build up a supply. Housing. What do we need for housing? We'll need 80 logs, basically, to house everybody. I mean, it would certainly help us. But is it necessary right now? Would it be better to get logs on the go? Planks on the go. Okay then, sort of mid-morning on day 9. Still no drought or bad tide warning, so we're good there. I've unpaused the production of the large power wheel. We are waiting for the last 4 logs. Last 2 logs now by the looks of it. Yeah, so that shouldn't be long. In fact, I think they're on their way even as we speak. Yep. Elbacax is bringing them over. We are... Oh, we've just had one of our breeding pods produce a child, and the other one isn't far behind. So there we go. We have a new Kigamid, or possibly something similar. So we have some more beavers being born. So really, I do think we should probably think about housing fairly soon. The last 2 logs are on the way there. So what do we need for a lumber mill? 20 logs. I'm going to put that on hold for the moment. We will pause the power wheel as well. Right, so the next thing we want is housing. Can we turn you around? There we go. Right, I'm going to put in 2 lodges just there. There we go. Like so. Obviously, it's going to take a while to build those. 40 logs each, and we probably don't even have 40 logs available to us. I will cut down those as well. Yeah. I think that's probably the best bet. I'm kind of tempted to put in another farmhouse as well, honestly. Because I don't think we're going to have time to harvest all of these before we're harvesting the next lot. So getting another farmhouse in so we could just concentrate on harvesting, not a terrible idea. But let's get housing sorted first. Okay, day 12, and there's the first drought warning. We've got a new well-being high score. We've reached a health well-being of 5 because we have some barracks in, which is good. So everybody is housed. We currently have 1 unemployed beaver. We have 2 children. We have the breeding pods around halfway towards the next crop of beavers, as it were. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to put in another farmhouse. Yeah. I'm going to put another farmhouse in down there. You're going to be set to harvest. We are building some more water tanks first. Because obviously we want more water storage, especially with the drought approaching. I have no idea what's going to happen to this water during a drought. Whether it's going to drain away, or whether it's just going to sit there and we only have to worry about evaporation. But either way, I want more storage. Day 14 then. We are less than 1 day away from the start of the drought. We've got our water storage in. We've got our second farmhouse in. So we are producing, or at least harvesting, a bit more food than we were previously. So that's nice. We might even need more farms dotted around for this many fields. But we'll probably end up taking out some of this and replacing it with a different crop. We'll likely get some cassava in there once we've got a bit more wood, once we've got our forester set up and all of that. So what I would like to do is start working on the lumber mill. I'm going to stick that in just there. That requires 20 logs. We only have 14, but we should be able to get the remaining 6. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Food-wise, we're not doing too bad. We've got 52 berries. I've turned off the gatherer for the moment. I'm going to There we go. Yank a beaver out of the district centre. So we've got all of our positions filled currently. So that's good. We'll get some more beavers. Oh, it looks like we've just had a beaver born. Excellent stuff. So we'll get another one there, and then we should get a couple growing up fairly soon as well. So we should have some more workers reasonably quickly, which is nice, especially if our beavers are going to start to die. Okay, there's the lumber mill going in. Excellent stuff. So we've got no workers in there at the moment, which is unfortunate, obviously. We do have 144 scions, which is nice. What am I going to do? You're doing nothing. I'm going to shut you down and let the trees have a chance to regrow for the moment. We only need... There we go. We'll open that up as well. We'll need to pause, I think, this farmhouse for the moment. We've got plenty of food. Although, in fairness, we have plenty of water as well. For the moment. But the drought is about to hit, so... We only need to produce 7 planks initially off of there. In fact... 78 horsepower. This only requires 75. That's fine. Yeah, alright, that's better. So 1 beaver in the power wheel and 2 in the lumber mill. That's a bit better for us. You've just broken your teeth. That's unfortunate. Alright. So in well-being we have the grindstone. That's only 5 logs. Let's pop that over here. That should be fine. It's a little bit out of the way for this one, but I can live with it. Right, let's spin on till the drought actually starts in the morning, shall we? Okay, there we go. It's only going to be 2 days. I think we can probably cope. I suspect I may have left those settings adjusted from the last time we played through, where I eased things off a little bit, but not to worry. We'll live with that. I say this is likely to be a fairly straight. Well, I think it might be straightforward. We'll have to see. The size of the map and the complexity of it might take us a good few weeks to get through this particular scenario. But we'll see what happens. I'm more interested in building and figuring out the new technologies than I am at conquering the map, basically. Okay, right. How are we doing then? This just looks like it's... Yeah, it's no longer filling. Alright. So what happens during a bad tide? That's the question, isn't it? I'm assuming, like all other water sources, it starts pumping out bad water. We shall have to consider that, won't we? And these... Does this pull out bad water during a bad tide? No idea. No idea at all. It's all stuff we can find out though, isn't it? Right. What are you doing? You're waiting for... Alright, yes, you're waiting for materials. I'll tell you what. Let's unpause that one. And maybe we'll be able to get some logs from there as well. Although it doesn't look hopeful, does it? No, I can't see a single grown tree in there. Alright, okay, well, in which case, there's a couple more to cut down. We do want this done, and we do want to get some planks in storage if we can. And I think I'll actually pause that one, because I think that's the beaver with the broken teeth. There we go. Alright, let's get this on a priority, please. There we go. That should be the last log. There we are. Right, so our beaver with damaged teeth. It's not you. Where are you? There you are. You should be on your way. Come here. There you are. You should be on your way to get your teeth fixed. Excellent stuff. All right. So 1.5 days until the end of the drought. We do have 2 free beavers. So let's unlock that for the moment. So we can hopefully get a bit more food coming in. Yeah, once we get another plank, we can actually get a forester in, which will be useful for us. So let's set that up straight away, in fact. So forester, if we pop you in there... Yeah, let's pop you in there. And then we can get all of this filled with... Do you know what? In fact, do you know what? Let's just clear this whole area now. Let's... Yeah, we'll clear this whole area. I'll spin on till the end of the drought. There we are then, that's the end of the drought. Looks like we've done okay. I mean, it was only 2 days, it wasn't going to be a major issue. 128 water still in storage. Still over 200 food. Yeah, everything's going great. I've turned off the lumber mill for the moment. We've got our forester built, but we haven't done anything with it yet. I want to clear out all of the full-grown trees at least, and then we can sort of figure out where we're going to put in our planting and what we're going to plant, because we're going to want a range of trees over here, obviously. We'll want... Where are we? There we go. We'll want definitely pine and definitely oak. I mean, we could come down and put in mangrove reasonably soon, in theory. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. But we'll get some pine and some oak planted up in this area. Yeah, alright. And then we can work towards the geothermal field. Although we're likely going to want another house fairly soon. We've got 6 spaces. Do we want another breeding pod? Maybe. We'll leave it for a couple of days and see how we do. We should be well above the level. I think it's around about 1 pod can sustain about, I think about 12 beavers? I can't remember. I'll have to check that. It might be way more. But yeah, that should be able to build our population at least for the moment. Okay. So all that is being cleared. That's good. We've got a decent stock of logs already, which is nice. Yeah, I think I'll just spin on for a few more days. We're building up science. That's nice. I kind of already want power set up over here, and then we can sort of split things off. But I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do, yes. I can build the fermenter already. So, let's... I guess I'm going to unplant all of that kohlrabi. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to clear those resources as well, rather than anything else. Because I don't think they're going to get harvested. So we'll get rid of those. And we'll replace that with cassava. And then we'll plant in... we'll put in a fermenter. Because then we can ferment cassava, and that's another source of food. Yeah. Alright, that's the plan there. We will want... we want more beavers. Yeah. Alright, let me spin on for a couple of days then. Right, day 3 then. We've got this first area here cleared, and I've replaced all of that with cassava, so they'll be planted up relatively soon. We're just clearing this other section here. We'll do the same over there. I want to get... Where are we? Stairs and platforms unlocked ideally. I can just about afford it, I think. So we'll pop in the stairs there. And we'll... Oops. Unlock that, although it won't go in where I put it. So there we go. We'll bring the platforms across like so. We'll need to switch our power wheel and industrial lumber mill on. So we'll pause our farmhouse there. We will pause our lumberjack over there. Yeah, that should be okay. Good, good. Right, we are looking at... Probably today we'll get our breeding pods popping out some new beavers as well. So that's good. In fact, I can probably pause that lumberjack as well to give us a spare beaver around the place. Because we don't really need any logs, or we're not in massive need of logs right at this second. And we still have one lumberjack that can collect. Although I assume, yeah, they are full of logs because we don't actually have any log storage anywhere yet. So let's... Oops. Let's correct that right now. There we go. And we'll actually prioritise that. Get that done more quickly. There we are. Right, I think we'll leave it there for this episode. We're doing all right. We've done pretty well for the first cycle. We know that this is all right. This just is affected by evaporation during the drought. Whether it switches over during a bad tide to spitting out bad water, I suspect it does. But at the same limited pressure, so maybe some kind of container around that source with sluices, once we get to that stage, might be the way forward. But we'll have to see. I genuinely don't know what's going to happen. Could be interesting. Down here, as you can see, we have a bad water source, which is just over here, that's going to activate in 8 days. Now, it's going to fill this up. It's going to flow down here. Into here. I see no way out for it there. That's concerning. What about the other way? It's going to flow through here. All right. Let's drop the land down. Okay, through here and off the map there. All right, so it's just going to drain. Oops. It's going to fill this up and then come through, fill that, drain this way. Off the map here. Okay. That's all right. I'm not too worried about that. That shouldn't affect us too badly at the moment. And we can always go across and cap it off eventually. Alright, no, that's okay. That's fine. Right. But yes, I think we'll leave it there for this episode. Oh, it's good to be back. It's really good to be back. I love this game. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And it's going to be fun exploring the new bits and pieces. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please do give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't done already. It really does help the channel out. And please join us next time. Till then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And bye-bye.